All right, the Lions play the Bears, and Lions 9-3, right in the driver's seat for the division for the first time ever, the NFC North. And a lot's been made of the offense, rightfully so. That's where all the weapons are. That's just our most effective unit. Defense is always question mark, but we don't talk about the special teams enough. And so in this video, we're going to talk about special teams and some moves that Dave Phipp has made, the special teams coordinator, to put the special teams in great position to be one of the top special teams unit in the league. And so that's why when you've got a good offense, then you match that with a good special teams unit, then the defense can just be middle of the road, which they are. And they're not a bad defense. Then you can win games and be 9-3. And so we just don't make enough about the special teams. So here we go. Dave Phipp said, it didn't take long in training camp to identify undrafted rookie Trevor Nowaske as a player they thought could help impact the game on special teams. It's part of the reasons why the Lions signed Nowaske to the 53-man roster from the practice squad when another team was looking to sign him. So remember, this happened a couple weeks ago. All of a sudden, Nowaske comes up to the 53-man roster. They kind of make a spot for him. It's like, we got to get this guy up because somebody else is going to take him and we're going to lose him. And why? And he made his debut in New Orleans and did a nice job. Why is this guy such a big deal? We'll get to some special teams players in just a second. But Nowaske, look at this linebacker prospect out of Saginaw Valley State. He has a RAS score of 9.85. So what this RAS score is, it's relative athletic score. They take a bunch of measurements, put a composite together, and the top score that you can possibly get is a 10. And he got a 9.85. And so a perfect score is 10. This guy comes in, makes great plays. You know, they sign him to this practice squad because the active roster, because they don't want to lose him to another team that can take you from the practice squad. If they take you from the practice squad, then they have to put you on the active roster, and then he's with that team. So Lions like him so much, they use him. Another guy that's just been outstanding. So that was just a very smart move to move Nowaske up to the active roster. The other guy, Jalen Reeves-Maybin. If you saw him last week, he was all over the place. He's another guy that makes this special teams really go. And again, the Lions are in top 10 in almost every special teams category. And there's a couple guys that, we look at the punter, you look at the kicker, you look at the long snapper, the holder, but the Lions have been so consistent on special teams and it doesn't get talked about enough. So let's pull up here some special teams stats just for fun to show you what I'm talking about. So when you look at punting, net average, Lions right here in the top 10. And you look at net yards, punts, and then another interesting fact here is that the Lions have punted the fourth least in the NFL. That's a good thing, right? Cowboys, Dolphins, Bills, Lions. Now you got to be good on offense. You got to be in a scoring position where you're kicking field goals, or you got to be in a position where you can go for it. Lions, all those things, they do a great job. So love to see that. Now, average punt. This one was interesting to me. Lions are down on that one, 45 and a half, down kind of in the middle, bottom third of the league on that one. Let's take a look at another one here. Inside the 20. This is interesting because if you don't punt a lot, then you can't be inside the 20 a lot. You can't put teams inside the 20. So this one, middle of the road, made me feel good because the Lions, remember, they punt the third least or fourth least or whatever we just looked at, but yet they're in the middle of the pack when putting other teams inside the 20. So you got a good punter. And then the other one was return yards that you've given up. Right there. 94 yards that the Lions have given up so far this season on returns. So that tells me, number one, you haven't given up a return touchdown because someone could go 94 yards in one play. 94 yards is all they've given up. So that means you're not punting a lot. And when you do, you cover it well. So it's great to see the Lions special teams is playing so well and really giving the team, because again, you forget there's three There's 3 units that are consistently playing, and special teams is such a big play, or a big play in any game. It can be. It's so routine so often, and that's always a good thing. But it can, you can make or break a game with a kick return, a block punt, something like that. So Nowaske is a guy on the active roster. Keep an eye on him. Guy that I really like. Think that, who knows? I mean, when you really look at the Lions depth chart here, you've got, especially when you look at the defense, you've got Anzalone and Jack Campbell played really well, but then outside of that, Derek Barnes is always kind of like, I don't know. Jalen Reeves-Maybin does good on defense. He did good last week, but Malcolm Rodriguez has been questionable, hasn't really played a lot of defense. And then there's Nowaske to maybe give you a boost defensively. You never know. So we'll keep an eye out for that as well. So let me know your thoughts in the comments on this one. Keep an eye on Nowaske, and we'll see all of you on the next one.